Hi everyone, it's Kristalina Brown with Guiding You Forward, presented by Mountain America Credit Union, and we are here to talk about some tips and tricks to help you achieve your financial dreams. How do we really go about building a budget? I feel like there's so many things out there on budgeting, right? And this is obviously another one we're giving you. What are really some helpful steps of how I do this, Tony?
You know, actually, I'm a big fan of what I call or refer to as the non-budget budget.
Okay.
And so we've actually have started teaching or sharing this program. It's in partnership with Todd Romer's Young Money University, and it's really helping younger people identify how and why they want to be successful, what it is they want to do with their money. And it's a great way to do it. I call it the non-budget budget because if you follow it and you'll do it, there are some effort that comes as you first go into it, but then once you get it set up, it's almost on autopilot.
Okay.
And so it's a great one. The first of these 5 steps to financial success, we say, is to cultivate your personal why, or dare to dream, if you will. So I know it sounds like, why are we talking about dreaming or cultivating a personal why? Does that have anything to do with money? I think it has nothing to do with money and yet everything to do with money. So Kristalina, just as an example, why would you like to ultimately be financially successful?
Yeah, I would say at this point in my life, which I feel like those dreams can change, right? As we go through different stages of life. At this point in my life, I would like to be financially successful so that I can spend more time with my kids, right? Whether that's weeknights, over the weekend, we're going on trips together, we have awesome vacations, we're around family, and they're able to do without question the things they want to do, right? I can pay for piano, I can pay for dance lessons, I can pay for football and not have to worry about it, right? So I'm kind of that catalyst for them. Because as parents, I feel like we always want to give our kids what we didn't have, but not have them be entitled at the same time. But anyways.
A great balancing act,
yes,
right?
Perfect balancing act. But in my state of life, that's where I'm at right now. It's all about them.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. I recently came across some research that talked about money and happiness. And the tagline for the abstract of the research was, turns out money can buy happiness after all. But what this research found was that of all the things that we can do with our money, there are 2 behaviors where there was a high correlation between these 2 behaviors and happiness. Things that people were doing with their money and a high correlation to being happy. Any idea what those might have been?
Spending your money on things that make you happy?
Great thought. So the first one was spending your money on things that created experiences or making memories.
Love it.
So you talked about the fact that you wanted to travel with your kids, you wanted to do those things, and piano lessons might be one of the most memorable situations we have in childhood, right? Whether you love it or hate it,
good grief,
it's going to be very memorable.
Yes,
right?
I can remember back to mine, and now I'm doing the same thing with my daughter. Play your piano today.
And the second behavior was helping loved ones.
Yeah.
And so you've got 2 things right there where this study showed there was a high correlation between happiness and what people did with their money. So, but basically once you kind of know what that is, and you're absolutely right, it can change over time. So when I was younger, I probably would have said the same. I want to make sure that, we get to do some family trips together. Now, as I'm a little older, I probably would say, actually, maybe some more experiential living is resonating with me, travel, those types of things. And actually, I think that's something that younger generations have actually encouraged older generations to do. They've said, we really want to travel and see the world and have those cultural experiences. And I think the older generations are coming around saying, hey, wait a second. Why didn't I do that? Why haven't I done that? So I think that's a great way that younger generations are kind of nudging, pushing, encouraging older generations. So those 2 things, memories and experiences and helping loved ones, there was literally very little to no buyer's remorse, if you will, with those types of things. The other thing, too, of cultivating your personal why is it's going to be your fuel and your ongoing motivation, I'll get that out, to keep you in these 5 steps. And it may take you 90 days or so. And if you're, again, working with a partner or a spouse on that, work together to kind of blend those. In fact, maybe what we'd even suggest is you kind of write down the 5 things you'd like to do, he or she writes down the 5 things they'd like to do, and then you kind of put them on the table and see where there's crossover, see where there's overlap. And those might be the areas where you want to start first, right? Start with the areas where you agree and then work on the areas where maybe there isn't alignment.